Okay, for anyone that's new to BMW 5 Series, I thought I'd give you a quick walk around as to where all the important bits are on the car. So if you're going to look after the thing yourself, just quickly talk over the engine, all the things that support the engine, and all the other support systems on the car that you might need to know where they are and how they work, just roughly, if you're going to do anything on your F11 or your F10. Okay, hood or bonnet release, it's pretty standard, right there. And your OBD 2-port connection if you want to do any diagnostics is right there as well, right down by your pedals. Easy to access, just pretty standard. So let's start at the business end, where all the magic happens. So as is typical for BMW engines, it's a straight formation. This is a straight 6 diesel engine, flywheel at the back, longitudinally mounted, and in this case the N57 engine, which is the 3 litre, the N47, which is the 2 litre engine, arranged very similarly, and the timing chain is at the back of the engine, just before the gearbox mates up to the back of the engine, so just be aware of that. Obviously your auxiliary belt is at the front here to power things like your AC pump and your alternator and all the rest of it down there. Let's get the engine cover off and have a quick look at where all the important bits are under the hood. Your engine cover, just a big piece of plastic, it just pulls straight off from a few locators. Got your intake, got your air filter, housing across the top, airflow down there, intercooler, turbo, straight round to the manifold. This is your intake here, this big plastic thing, goes straight across and into the engine. Your exhaust side is down here and your turbo is located straight down there. Obviously it's your oil filler cap. Your EGR valve, many people will talk about this, I don't know if you can quite see it. This here is the actual EGR valve, I've got my finger on it right now, and the EGR cooler is this big square silver thing straight beneath it. Plenty to learn about that if you're interested, because it's not perfect, I'll tell you now. All the main engine fuses are under here. You really shouldn't need to get into here unless you've got some serious problems, so just let you know that's where it is. If you ever need to jump start the car, there is a big red plastic terminal here which is always live. This is not switched, so you can always get onto that terminal there, and of course you can get onto the body. There's an actual nut here for you to put your negative onto as well, in case you ever need to jump start. Don't do it on the battery. Where's the battery, you might say? Your battery is in the boot. And again, this one is another beastie. It's a real big fella, and sits where you might expect your spare wheel to go. Whether that's for actual weight distribution reasons or not, that's what BMW say. That's where your battery is. Don't ever jump start straight onto your battery back here. I tell you from painful experience myself. Being the F11, the estate version, my boot is a little bit different. Your fuse board, you still can't quite see it, but it's nicely hidden away for you under here. And if you're lucky, you'll still have your little guiding card that tells you what all the fuses are, and a little fuse puller just there. So that's where all your main fuse board is if you need to get to it. There is another one, and I'll show you where that is just now. The secondary fuse panel or relay panel is in the glove box in a really easy to access location, as you can tell. There's a little panel which is removable here. I don't know if you can see with the light, there's a load of more fuses there and a bunch of relays just a little bit tucked up at the back there. Just for that easy access, you know. Great thinking, BMW. If you've got an F11 like me, you'll have air suspension on the 2 back shocks. Your air suspension is all powered by your compressor, which you can find right under the rear bumper, and that's it there. It's all housed inside this little unit there, and that is where your compressor sits. And if you've got any problems with your rear air suspension going up and down, it's most likely to be either to do with the airbags, of which there is one under that wheel and one under this wheel. But if you find you've got any suspension problems with both sides dropping, it's more than likely located in your compressor just under there. Doesn't mean you've got to replace it. I've got another video on that, have a little look. But more than likely you can repair them. But that's where it's located, right under the back, so you can hear it when you open the car. One of your other serviceable items is your fuel filter, located in a very strange position, right under the left-hand side of the car. It's, from memory, just about there. A bit of a job because you've got to jack up the car, remove the under trays, but it is a little inline cylinder coming from the fuel tank to the front where the high pressure fuel pump receives the fuel. And it's not too difficult to replace, but it's one of the things, if you're going to do your own servicing, you should be aware of. That's where it is, just here. Headlamps. Now this is a bit of an odd one. Most of this headlamp assembly is all LED, so that's great from some respects because you know, it's all controlled and very bright and intense and all the rest of it, and you've got your lovely halos. But how do you replace the headlamps and the high beams? Well, let's have a look. So when I first got the car, I was a bit confused because there isn't really anywhere that you can apparently get access to. I did wonder, I wonder if this bit comes off and you can get in. No, you can't. That's not how you do it. Let me show you. So you have to come down here to fully appreciate where you are going. And this is the little trapdoor with two nuts that you have to open right inside the mud guard. So you see where we are? That's where you access to get your hand in and do your bulbs. I can tell you now from experience, it's a whole lot easier to just take your wheel off. I know you can just put it on lock out of there, but in reality, take the wheel off, it's just a whole lot easier. Coolant's ever so easy to check, only when it's cold, of course, same as any other car. I don't know if you can see, you got your min-max there. Mine's somewhere in between min-max at the minute. La-di-da. Oil filler cap, right there. Only use approved oil, seriously, and do it more frequently. And when I say do it, do your oil changes more frequently than BMW suggest. Don't bother about 10,000 plus. Definitely do it a bit less than that, somewhere between 6 and 10,000, I would say. If you want to check your fuel, if you want to check your oil level, you can actually do it with your dipstick back here as well. This is the old school way. That's where your dipstick is located. Always worth doing it properly with your dipstick rather than just purely relying on the iDrive, because the iDrive sensor, it's a little bit rough and ready, and it doesn't notice the changes so quickly. Just as a little tip while I'm in here, if you have any problems with your auto dimming rear mirror, or if you don't have an auto dimming rear mirror or whatever, this little thing that flashes right here, when you twist it, it puts you to the anti-dazzle setting. So like that, like that, like that, like that. Believe it or not, I didn't know that for probably a month or two since I bought the car. And there you go. Hardly in depth, but just a quick run round on all the essential systems on your BMW 5 Series. There's loads more to learn, of course. You can feel free to jump into the manuals, but that's where all the main bits are that you probably need to have anything, any contact with, if you've got any issues. Anyway, happy motoring. See you later. The air filter has got to be one of the easiest things to replace on this car. You literally unclip it there, unclip it at the back,